Hi guys, I'm Vannybe and today I've created this makeup that you can use when you're in a hurry, when you need to go to a meeting and you're late, when you wake up and you realize that the alarm never triggered, that sort of occasion. So I've come up with a really quickly makeup that you can use on a day-to-day basis if you want to, or when you're in a rush, when you are in a hurry and you really need to get somewhere very quickly. So if you're interested to see how I created this makeup, just please keep on watching. Also, don't forget to subscribe if you're not subscribed already, and click the notification bell so you can get notified every time I post a new video. So let's be quick, we don't have much time. Alright, so when you're in a hurry, you're actually not thinking about what sort of makeup you want to wear or what sort of products you want to use or what's the look that you want to have. You're just in a hurry and you just want to get out of your house as soon as possible because you're late or because you have a huge meeting that you need to be there early or something like that. Believe me, it has happened to me in the past, and I've been there like most of the times, most of the days. So I'm going to be showing you the sort of products that we're going to use that are must products that you probably will need to use when you're in a hurry. And just bear in mind, you don't need to have those products, but just make sure that you have your equivalent ones, your favorite ones, just to making sure that your makeup will look very well on you. The only advice that I will give you is just to make sure that in terms of foundations, concealers, you use the foundation, the concealer that better suits your skin tone. And if you're going to be using this makeup for a day time, it'll probably be better to use a lighter medium sort of coverage for foundations. You don't really want to look patchy, and that's the kind of look that you will get if you get full coverage. People really like to see natural looks throughout the day and not those patchy looks that are like, where do you think you're going, you know? So just bear in mind, like, full coverage foundations are really good for when you have a conference or when you have a nighttime sort of event. The products that we're going to use are, first of all, this foundation. You know, this one is one of my favorite ones, is the Even Better Glow from foundation from Clinique. The first thing that I'm going to do is apply that, and I'm going to apply that with my fingers because I am conscious that once I'm applying the product, you probably don't have brushes or beauty blenders or things like that, and believe me, if you are like very limited in terms of budget, you don't really want to be spending a lot of money in makeup too. So if you used your foundation with your hand, believe me, you're going to be maximizing most of the product, because using your fingers you won't waste anything, but using a brush or using a beauty blender you will lose some of the product, because brushes and beauty blenders, believe it or not, also suck some of the product. So you won't have 100% of the product that you applied on your face. Some of it will stay with the device that you use to apply it in your face. So there we go. So just bear in mind, I'm actually using a stopwatch in here so you can actually see how much time it's going to take you to do this makeup. While I'm talking, I'm not going to be recording the time that it will take me to talk or explain a few things, but while I'm applying the product, I will be using the stopwatch so you can actually see how much time it may take you. My average would be that it'll probably take you between 5 and 10 minutes, depending on how quick you may be applying the products. Now, the next product that I'm going to be using, which is also very important, it's a concealer. You also need to find a concealer that goes very well with your skin tone and will be probably a tone lighter than your foundation, I would say. So it could bring light to your eyes and to some of the areas you may want to highlight. Usually I tend to use this concealer from Rimmel, but you can also use any sort of other concealers that you can find on your drugstores or anything like that. This one, to be honest, is quite affordable and the quality of the concealer is quite good. It doesn't crease, and I also use the concealer around my eyes just to kind of bring some light. As you can see, I tend to be a little bit darker in my circle eyes, and so this will correct that for me and it will give me the light that I need throughout the day. So applying the concealer. Time out. The next part that I'm going to be using, which is also very important, most of you may have it, it's a loose powder. The loose powder is very important because it will set your makeup and it will make sure that some of your foundation just doesn't go away. Sometimes in the middle of the day, you may find yourself watching yourself in the mirror in, I don't know, anywhere, and you will see that probably this area doesn't have foundation anymore. Some of your cheeks are not really blended. They look patchy. Your nose, or at least it happens to me, my nose, like this section doesn't have foundation either. And it's like, you may be stressed throughout the day, you may touch your face, you may be kind of doing some expressions, the air, the wind, many factors can arise that will remove your makeup from your face. So by using a loose setting powder, you will prevent that to happen, or at least you will kind of make your makeup last longer and don't get removed as soon as possible, you know. So the one that I'm going to be using is the Flormar loose powder. This powder has a color. It comes with this that it's quite dirty already. Well, not dirty, but it's being used, you know. And it has a color in it. You can also find loose powders that are translucent. Those are also very good. Depending on the tone of your skin or what are your preferences, you can use any sort of powder. The only thing you need is a powder that will set your makeup. For the likes of this tutorial, I'm going to be using the same sponge that I get with it, because I'm pretty sure that's what you would probably be using too. It's the only equipment that it comes with the loose powder that probably you will be using instead. So I'm just gonna stick to that. Once that we're done with the face, the foundation, the concealer and the loose powder, we already have our base set up completely. The only thing that's left to do is just basically a little bit of blush, bring some color into your face, and you're done. And you're ready to go, ready to rock and ready to go throughout the day without any sort of problem. So this is probably something that you don't really need, but I really assure you that it's going to change the whole look of your makeup. And it's a bronzer. So the bronzer that I tend to use most of the times is this one from Catrice. It's a good bronzer that you can find in drugstores and it's quite affordable. It has this brownish tone that is very good, and it's also matte, so it's not going to be applying any sort of golden tone or anything like that. It's quite neutral, which is exactly what you need to redefine some of the lines of your face. Usually you will need a brush for this one. The one that I'm going to be using is the one from number 7. You probably would be using the same brush that you would use for your blush. You shouldn't do that though, but you know, I'm also conscious that we don't have time to think about what brush to use, so just go ahead. I didn't say anything. So applying the bronzer. Time out! So as you can see, you would apply the bronzer downwards your bone, your cheekbone, so you feel it, and you would probably do it until this side, so only around this area in here, consistently, and that will give you a better perspective of your makeup. I strongly recommend you to use this one because it's going to change your makeup completely, and people will look at you and would probably say, wow. You know, I would. So no, honestly, it changed the look of your makeup drastically. I also use the bronzer to redefine some of the areas of my face, for example my nose, just to kind of make it look more straight, like aligned, and also to put a little bit on my forehead. That's pretty much. So the next step will be now the blush. I strongly recommend that when you're going to use your blush, choose a blush that could be used for any sort of cloth that you would be wearing. So for warm colors, I would recommend you to use maybe peach colors or any sort of oranges that will look very well with your skin tone. Or if you're going to use cold colors in your clothes or something with pink, you can now then use something more pinkish, probably. So in this case, I'm going to be using this one from MAC. It's one of my favorite pink blushes from MAC. It's called Love Cloud, and because I'm wearing this beautiful scarf, I think it's going to go very well with the makeup that we're going to be doing. There we go. So listen to me. If you're really in a rush, if you're really in a hurry, you wouldn't have time, like never, to apply any sort of eyeshadows or anything like that. So I recommend you to use the same color for your blush and apply a little bit on your eyes. That way you will, you know, apply a little bit of color in it, and it will look like you really applied some eyeshadow, even though you didn't, because you didn't have time, you know? So check it out. See how it changes? I'm not too sure if you can actually see it, but from this perspective, there is a difference. So right now, you're ready to go. Only a bit of mascara and you're done. But it's always good to actually get a very good final touch into the makeup, and that will be the highlighter. The highlighter would highlight your cheeks and some areas that provide lightening to your face and to your makeup basically. So the one that I'm going to be using, it's quite easy to use, it's very user friendly, it's very quickly, and you can just use it in a rush. I'm actually going to be using it as if I were in a rush, in a hurry. The one that I'm going to be using is this one, What's Up from Vannybe. It's a beautiful highlighter that works for almost everything. You can use it for warm colors, you can use it for cold colors, like it's kind of a champagne color. It comes with a sponge, but don't waste your time using this. This is just a waste of time. It sucks your product and none of it, everything stays in here. Like, look at it, it's so dirty. When I use it once or twice, I figured like, I thought that this wasn't working, but then I realized this is what is not working. So don't waste your time, just apply it directly into your face and then you blend it out yourself. I'm gonna show you how, because we are in a rush. That's it. So now the last thing that you would do is applying mascara. I extremely recommend you use mascara because it will bring to life your eyes. The way the makeup is looking at the moment is quite nice. It looks very good, very natural, very smooth. But you really want to probably give more personality to the makeup, and that's what the mascara would do. So this is Lovely Lashes from Number 7. It's actually a good mascara that you can find in drugstores, Number 7. It's a brand that you can find in Boots, which is a pharmacy slash drugstore sort of brand that you can find mostly in Ireland and UK, but probably you could find any other sort of makeup in other drugstores that may be similar to the products that I'm using today. So you get your mascara. Don't do this because it's gonna dry the mascara, Just do it this way. You bring it out. Let's apply it. Mascara. By applying your mascara, you probably won't need eyeliner. If you want to use eyeliner, by all means, just go ahead. You could also do your eyebrows, but for the likes of this makeup, I just wanted to keep it as simple as possible. If you're interested to see how can you align and redefine your eyebrows, there's a link out there that you can check out afterwards. For this makeup, I'm going to be using a nude color that you can use with this natural look. The lipstick I'm going to be using is for Clinique. It's this one out here. This is in the color Nude Pop. It's a beautiful color. It's into the range of nude colors. It's beautiful. It's not a matte color. It has some glow into that one. It's gonna go very well with the composition of this makeup. I love this color. It's so cute. It feels so soft in the lips. It's so hydrating. I just love it. But again, by all means, use a type of lipstick that will make you feel comfortable to go throughout the day to work. Because most of the times we tend to use lipsticks that are very good and then we forget about them because they don't feel very comfortable in our lips, and then you end up with no lipstick whatsoever. So try to find a lipstick that it's very comfortable for you, that it keeps your lips hydrating, so they just don't break like mine. But anyway, so that's it, girls. So if you're in a rush, if you're in a hurry, this is the sort of makeup that you can use and apply for a day-to-day basis, for going to work, for going to a conference, if you had to go to a meeting and you're late. So let me know if you really like it. Give me a thumbs up if that's the case. If not, well, then don't do anything. I'm just kidding. And remember, you can also find me on Instagram, Facebook and Twitter, always by searching by Vannybe Rey. Let's just be friends. Let me know what you think about this makeup. Tell me if you have some suggestions. Also, let me know about the products that you use. I'm so interested to know what are the products that you use on a daily basis, because maybe some of them may be good for me too. Who knows? Give me those details in the comments and see you next time. Bye!